Alrighty guys, so today we are about to do the super tune. So this may be a long video, but we're going to go through everything you need to do to super tune your arrows and to make them spot on. So first thing we have to do is spin them Gillingham style and work out which end needs to be cut off. Alrighty, so here we are with the arrow spinner. So what I'm going to do is spin the arrow and see which side of the arrow has the most wobble. And the one with the most wobble is the side we're going to cut.
Or if they both wobble.
And if they both wobble, we're going to cut equal amounts off both sides. So first thing to do is start spinning and marking the arrows.
And what I'm doing is putting a hamski, what's it called, overdraw onto my spot hog so I can move the arrow rest back. So I can shoot 28.5 inch arrows.
Okay, so after spinning this arrow, it seems that this side is the side that needs to be cut. So that's one arrow down.
But they're going to be more accurate.
So when you cut them at different lengths, this logo will be at different parts in the arrow. But that is not going to matter because we're going to have the most straightest arrows we can get.
This is a Chucky Beat production.
I just have this spot hog rest here, like that. That's it there. You can see that there, the spot hog rest, but I've got the hamski overdraw. It's blurry. Why is the hamski? There we go. You can see that there, like that, and I've put the hamski overdraw on it so I can get the rest back further. But I was told that it would fit nearly anything, but it doesn't fit the spot hog. And what I've had to do, if you can see there, is see the washers I've had to put between. I've had to put washers there because it wouldn't stay flat on the hamski without not fitting into this part here, sliding in here. So I've had to put two washers in there, and I'm pretty sure that's square and straight now and won't move. So that's got to go on so I can shoot 28.5 inch arrows. So that doesn't fit all rests, certainly.
Okay, so the next thing we've got to do is bend the arrows, and normally you can use a easy press, but I'm just going to push them down on a piece of wood with another piece of wood and see which way they bend. And the way they bend, that is going to determine the weak side of the arrow and tell me which way they're going to flex out of the bow. So when I work that out, then I can fletch the arrows or tune the arrows to make sure that I'm getting the most amount of blade attachment, so it's touching the blade the longest, so I can see it's traveling the best. Okay, so we're going to push on the arrow with top and bottom weight, and we'll see which way they bend. And the which way it bends is the way that we mark it, so we know that it's
Okay, so oh, it's right down there. So I didn't believe him. Can you move the camera up a little bit? That's better. All right, that's good. I didn't believe this was going to happen. This is amazing. Wait till you see this. I'm not even going to tell you what it is, but I was a disbeliever until I went and got the proper equipment to test it. Right, the proper equipment is down here. It's just a block of wood on the ground. We've put a point in the bottom of the arrow, and we just put it on there. And I've got just a piece of floorboarding, and there's a point on top of the arrow. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that on there like that, hold it steady, and press, and it'll bend. Now see, it's bending to the left. So we make a mark there. That's the inside of the bow. So that would be the
weak
strong
side, the weak side of it. Because
is it the weak side?
It is the weak side.
All right, so it's going to go like that. But I didn't believe him, so I said, twist it around, spin it around in a different way, spin the arrow around. You can do it. Where it stops, nobody knows. All right, stop there. Put that back on. Put now. See, it's going down here. And have a guess what? There's the line. It bends the same way every time. We're going to have to do this for all the arrows. Oh my goodness. All right then. But I'll tell you, it works. It's amazing. What is it exactly finding?
Which way it's going to flex out of the arrow, out of the bow.
Which way it will flex out of the bow. So we know the mark side is going to be the inside of the bow. It's going to bend away from that line. It'll bow out that way, won't it?
Yep.
Yep. Good. Well, there's one done. I'm going to go and lie down, have a rest, and Jimmy's going to do the rest.
Okay, quick little update. We have spun the arrows, we have bent the arrows, so now we know which side is the weak side.
Action, I love that word, action. All right, you're going to see a lot of action too. All right, here's the home-built arrow cutter. Right? So I've made this here. I'll turn it this way so you can see it, that way. So we measured this arrow for the half cut. So some of the arrows are going to get an equal amount cut off both ends because they're both wobbling. Some had a wobble on one end, all of it's getting cut off that end, or all of it's getting cut off that end. So the first ones we do are the ones we're only cutting half an end off each end, and we're going to cut those ones first. So we get out the Dremel, just here. This Dremel runs at 10,000 RPM. It runs at 33,000 RPM. So it's hot enough to do the job. I think they say 5. 5 is the standard. So what we do is I've got a mark on the board and a mark on the arrow, and they're lined up. And I'm just going to flick it like that and cut it. It should be.
That's simple.
It's that simple.
We couldn't get into Erina because me and Greg aren't allowed to use the arrow cutter unless it's on the weekend. So we're off to the local shop. Well, it's a little shop that the dude will open up for us, and we're going to go in there and get our arrow cut. So Greg the maniac's driving. I say I'm lucky enough to just survive it this far.
What?
So we'll get onto it and hopefully we'll survive the trip home.
Late.
So that's where we are now. So next stop, Wyong. Alrighty guys, so here we are at Full Draw Archery at North Wyong. So make sure you look them up, Full Draw Archery, and we got Ralph himself to cut all the arrows for us. So because we couldn't get onto Erina, Ralph the legend we called him up. He said no worries, come up here straight away, and he cut them all for us without even hesitating.
Not even for a second did he hesitate. I can vouch for that.
It was straight up. Come up, guys. Come up.
So
if you
hesitate,
well, I haven't got the bill yet.
No, he's going to deal with the bill now. But as you know, in archery, money is no object.
Improved scores with aggressive spending, they say. Okay, so make sure you get on to Full Draw Archery because he'll hook you up just like he hooked us up. Alright guys, so let's get on to the next step. Alrighty guys, so now we've got home, we've cut the arrows, and what the next step is to match up the lightest points with the heaviest arrows. So what I've done is got my scales and my arrows and my points, and I've weighed them all, and this is the lightest shaft, and this is the heaviest shaft, and this is the lightest point, and this is the heaviest point. So what I'm going to do is put the heaviest point in the lightest shaft. So if I'm here,
2016 has been a cracking year for Louis, with a Scientology film in cinemas due to winter stop.
and I'll keep doing that with all of them. So the lightest point will get the heaviest arrow, and the heaviest arrow will get the lightest point, lowering the variable weight of the arrows. So we want to get them within at least half a grain, or I think the last arrows I got to 0.2 of a grain difference in between each arrow. So that's what we're trying to do, trying to get each arrow exactly the same weight, because over 90 meters 1 grain will majorly affect the arrow. So over 50 meters 2 grains won't affect it, but over 90 meters 1 grain will affect the arrow and where it hits on the target. So that's why the next step is, this step is to line these all up and mix and match them to make sure they're all the same. Okay guys, I'll see you tomorrow for the next step. Alrighty guys, it's the next day and we're out here trying to tune these arrows. And we started with paper tuning. Greg's just done his first shot and it is a major high left tear. So he's going to lift his rest up. We're going to worry about the height, and then once we get the height, then we'll worry about the left and right. Then after we get that all set it up, bullet hold, with a dirty spider in me camera. What is going on? Anyway, it's only a little one. It's made a full nest in me camera though. Anyway, back to the story. So Greg's going to lift his rest up. We're going to make sure it's a level tear. Then once it's a level tear, then we'll worry about getting the left and right to bullet hole. Alright guys, so let's see him fix this up.
Okay, so my day has been excellent. I've just rushed off from here to identify the dead body of my friend found in a stairwell. Can I tell you not to take drugs? Can I tell you not to start taking them? Can I tell you to stop taking them? Don't take drugs. If you're unhappy, find some other way to be happy, but taking drugs is not the way to do it. So I've just come back from identifying him with the police, and now this is snapped off here. We laser sighted in the arrow, and while I'm putting the scope back on, the head is snapped off the thing, so I've got no sight until someone can tap that out, that broken screw out, what do they call it? Rethread it. Rethread it. I've got no sight. Let's hope that Trump wins this debate today, or I'm just going to be beside myself. All right, I'm going to fire one more in here, and I've moved this side up. You can see my top tear, so I'm going to make another attempt now. And this better get sorted out. Like, I've got 3 days left. I've got to leave for Adelaide for the Nationals, and I'm fiddling around with a bow. This Ellis better know what he's doing. That's all I'm saying. You better not screw me.
I've got you covered.
You better have me covered.
I've got your back. Okay, so we've improved the tear. So as you can see, this is the second tear. It's a lot lower than the top tear. So we're
looking for a straight across, are we?
Straight across tear,
and then we fix the other one.
Then we fix the other tear.
Okay. So I'll go back to lifting the side up again, and we'll see you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. So I'm just going to shoot this in again, and hopefully it'll be flat now. They say that Hyot's like to be a little bit higher than the burger hole, I've heard. Hear a lot of things. But how high? That's the question.
Okay, so we're closer again.
Not by much.
First one, second one, third one.
I've maxed out the rest. I'll shoot again now. But if that's it, then I'll have to move the D loop. And there seems to be an issue. See, look, I've had to put a normal pin on here and not the HD GT pin because it wouldn't go on. So, getting a bit scared now that we've bitten off more than we can chew.
Oh, level, nearly. Okay, so we've got it pretty much level now.
Of course, not pretty much. Should we try and drop the D loop?
So we're still a fraction high, so that means we might drop the D loop and then get back to you.
All right. Right. Well, I was wrong. The day can get worse. I've got to restring the bow. We've taken... I've moved the arrow rest up so high that we need really to move the D loop down, which I've taken off, and the serving has just had it. The serving's just wrecked. So there's no point reserving this when I've got new string at home. So I've got to go through the whole thing. I've got to find some way to get this tapped out, this broken screw. I've got to restring it. I'm basically really looking at it objectively. I'm screwed. I've had it. It's all over. I've had it. New string. Got to put the peep side in. It's just an absolute disaster. Apart from an asteroid hitting the planet this evening, I can't see anything getting any worse. Can you, James? No. So I'm going to go home now and put a string on, which may even lead to worse things, like Jimmy's building of that arrow cutter yesterday. You missed all that. That was a total disaster too. Oh, look who it is!
Hey?
Just in time.
Yeah, what?
Oh, have I got to go through the whole thing again? This snapped off completely in here, so I can't put the side on. So the screw's stuck in there.
Yeah.
And now this serving's had it, and we need to move the D loop, and it's all over. So I've got to go and put a new string on. You couldn't be in a worse position, could you? You couldn't be, unless you voted Clinton.
Yeah.
That would really be the end of it. So I've just got to go home now and restring this thing. What are you going to do, Jimmy?
I'm just going to move me rest over a little bit, and then I'm pretty much done too.
Yeah, I know you're done, but what are you going to leave me here in this position with a loose new string?
I'm going to.
You better
set
be
you
there
up.
for me.
I will.
If I call you at my house like that.
I will. I'll be straight over.
Well, where's this other guy that's coming straight over, the mobile screw repairer? What's happened to him? Any news on him? Has he got back to us?
I'll call him back and get onto him.
There's no point telling us down in the comments how we can do it, because it'll be all over by the time this comes out.
What a day.
Let's hope tomorrow is good news. Let's hope tomorrow I've got a beautiful new string on, the D-loop's on, the peep sight's in, and I'm tearing a hole like a
bullet.
sultana. Alright?
Yep.
Alright, bye.
Alrighty guys, so I've been down here 4 hours. I've been paper tuning, and I have finally got bullet holes. Okay, so these are my last couple. This is a talking issue, but as you can see, I've finally got a bullet hole for my bare shaft. So that means I'm going to go home, fletch them, and then do it all again tomorrow with the fletched arrows, and hopefully they should be pretty much spot on already. So that's today down. Another big day of tuning, and see you tomorrow. Any final words, Anthony?
See yous.
Alright guys, I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh boy, it's just taken me, I actually had to forget about it, and I had to call James, because James is the tuner of tuners of bows, so I had to restring the bow in an emergency. You know, the bolt sheared off, had to race out to my friend at a sheet metal working place to have the bolt drilled out and here's the picture. of me of the work, and there's the picture of the guy that helped us, Bruce Decky sheet metalling. If you need any sheet metalling done, see Bruce, but do it quick. Okay, so finally we got the string on. Now I'm not kidding, it took us 4 hours, and I watched James tune the bow twist by twist on every string until the cam lean was right, until the poundage is only 56, I wanted 58. We'll sort that out later, but we got the timing is right, the cam lean's good, everything's right. So now we've taken it out to paper tune it, but I tell you what, 4 hours it took, twist by twist, twist by twist, because I think they got untwisted when I tried to put the strings on. And a shout out to did I do that right? A shout out to Tristan at Archery shop down in South Australia, because we got in trouble a couple of times. We rang him, he sorted it out for us. Okay, so look at our paper tuning. So once the string was on and all set up, I got the bare shaft and I shot this one and then this one. So I moved across, I shot this one, then this one and this one, and we're looking good. Then all of a sudden I reversed. And when I reversed, I realized that I'd gone too far. So what's happened is, I've got about 8 hash marks, and I moved, and I started it there, and I moved over like a whole hash, a whole hash, a whole hash, and barely anything happened. But all of a sudden, it just goes whoop, and it just tightens into this small bullet hole, which is what we want. And I got this one here. Now this is the interesting thing. I shot this one here, and he said, oh, we've gone back again the other way. But then I remembered that, you remember when we showed you how we push the arrows down, they will always bend, it'll always flex a certain way, and you want that flex this way at the bottom when you flex your arrows. I noticed it was on the top of the bare shaft, and I said to James, should I just turn it over so our mark in the middle of the arrow is on the bottom? And he said yes, and we just shot the bullet hole. So even doing that, even just making sure, that that bow line there, it straightens your arrow. So now I know my arrows are coming out dead straight. Now when I fletch the arrow, right, you'll see here, this is our mark. So whenever this arrow is put under pressure, it will bend like that. Always, never any other way but that way. So we want it to come out of the, we want it to come out like this. So we want this mark to be on the bottom when we fletch. So I have to make sure that that mark there is dead opposite my cock vein, which will be at the top here. And then, so therefore my knock will be this way to that point. So if that's right there, that would be there, and my cock vein will be directly on top. On all my arrows then, I know that every arrow is going to come out of my bow like that and make that hole. And tomorrow we're going to come down here, so I'm going to fletch all these tonight, and we'll be down here tomorrow to see how accurate I am. I've got 2 days left.
Okay, so now we've got Greg shooting bullet holes with his bare shaft. We're going to get out the old foot tinea spray and spray his arrows to get rid of that tinea, and to see exactly what is touching what.
All right, this is it, the tinea spray. I had tinea for a little while. I swim twice a week to get stronger in the shoulders and the arms for archery. I shouldn't have told you that, because that's a very good hint. So, and I did seem to get a bit of tinea off the floor, but it went away. All right, but I can use this now if I catch it again. All right then. So what we're going to do now is completely spray
Back half.
the back half of the arrows.
It's when it dries it goes white.
When it dries it goes white, don't forget that. Just spray all that.
That's enough, you only need the back half.
Alright.
Okay, now you spray your rest.
Spray these. Spray the rest.
The whole rest. Yep. Okay, now that he's sprayed those arrows, he's going to reshoot them through his rest, and we're going to see exactly what part of the arrow is touching what part of the rest. So we'll be able to see if he's getting good track alignment and how much he's actually touching those blades. All right, so let's try that. All right, so Greg just shot the powdered arrow, and we'll have a look on exactly what is going on. So as you can see, if we're on this side, that he's getting blade touching all the way down, but one blade. So that's perfect, because you want as much blade guidance as you can, as referred to by Dan McCarthy.
I put the Hamsky overdraw on so I could move the rest back to do that, because the further the rest is back, the more the arrow will be on the rest as it goes through, but I'm within the limits of F.A.C.T regulations. Thanks, Jim.
Okay, so that is day 3 of tuning these arrows. So tomorrow we'll have them fletched and start fletch tuning them. Alright guys, so I'll see you tomorrow. Alrighty guys, so it is the 4th day of this tuning and we are finally finished. We've got everything all tuned, we've got our arrows. We've got our arrows fletched, we've got them fletched to the direction of the bow. We've done everything, so all we need to do now is go through 5, 10, 15, 20 meters, get all our sight settings done and arrows tuned. So that is how we super tune our arrows. So make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you soon.